What's up, y'all? Director Oates here with another behind the scenes video. Today, I'm bringing you a closer look at one of our latest and most exciting projects, where we teamed up with the Boys and Girls Club in Old Navy to create something special. For those of you who might not know, last year, I had the honor of kicking off a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, which opened the door for me to collaborate on a major campaign with them and Papa John's. The focus? Leadership and their Bridge program. Two initiatives that really spoke to me on a personal level, especially since I'm a former Boys and Girls Club member. What made this project even more fire was the fact that I had the chance to handpick a talented team, serve as executive producer, and also direct a massive campaign for two household names. From the vision to the execution, it was an unforgettable experience. And if you haven't already seen the BTS video from that campaign, click the link in the description and it will take you over to it on our page. Now, on to today's video. In today's video, I will be showing you the behind the scenes process of another campaign that was done with my company, Just Create the Brand, the Boys and Girls Club, and Old Navy. As you can see, the shoot took place in Augusta, Georgia, and we had to get an early start as we had to set up and shoot as much as possible before the store opened for regular business. After pulling up, we started with the location walkthrough before we pulled out any equipment. Unfortunately, I ended up having to drive my own car, which is something that I don't advise, but that's a conversation for another day. Once the walkthrough was complete, we started to take out all of the equipment needed for the shoot. Everything from seat stands, tripods, cameras, audio equipment, and everything else you could imagine that would be needed for the shoot. After we pulled out everything, we headed into the store to begin the setup process for the first part of the shoot. That was one of the store managers letting me and my team in as they prepared to open the store. Once inside, one of the first people I met was one of the regional managers for Old Navy. She was showing me where one of the main shooting locations was and where we could store our equipment while we were shooting. After that, we chatted a little bit about the project until Tabia showed up. Tabia is the Boys and Girls Club project manager for this specific campaign. If you guys don't know, we're doing a campaign with the Boys and Girls Club in Old Navy. It's their Onward Program. And so what the Onward Program is, it's a program that helps the youth with professional development, career placement opportunities. And so we have two campaigns that we're going to shoot. And for the first campaign, they have an alumnus or alumni of the program. They are going to talk about their experience. We're going to interview them. And then the second part, we're going to do a separate campaign where they talk about, like the proper questions to ask for interviews, and just kind of narrative piece as well too for their social media platforms and campaigns. So I'm excited. First project back in a couple weeks. I got a dope team with me. We got on new merch. So, we finna carry you guys throughout the day and just show y'all what we got going on, man. So y'all tap in with us and y'all see how we get down. So, as you can see, Josh, who's the photographer and behind the scenes shooter, is setting up his strobe lights, while Jay, who's the set cinematographer, gets his rig and lighting set up for the first setup of the day. Then you can see me on the laptop going over the final details with Tabia. Then randomly, I get a phone call from my grandmother wondering what I'm doing, like I'm not in the middle of a production day. But what can you say? It's family and you just gotta love them. After the call, I get back to the meeting before we start.
Yo, what you doing right now, bro?
Right now, we getting the lighting set up for the testimonial with the client. Cameras have already been set up. So, we're just trying to get locked and loaded before we hit record.
What you shooting on over here? What you shooting on?
This is the Zcam E2 F6. It's a 6K cinema camera. Atomos Ninja 5, powered by the V-mount. Got the Rode mic for backup audio. The Samsung T5 for storage. Yeah, and the 17-40 Canon on there right now.
We finalized the shooting schedule, then we started off getting all of the B-roll shots that were needed first to cut down on the shooting time as our time was limited as the store was getting ready to open. All right, so right now we're about to transition into the interview process for the first section of the video. We're gonna have her talk about her experience in the program and just transition into it and kind of put everything together. So we just got done doing the photos. Got 2 more sections where we're going to take photos as well too. But for right now, we're doing multiple things at one time. So just stay tuned. You'll see how we piece everything together. So we're just transitioning piece by piece. Once we got all set up for the interview part of the campaign, you can see me checking in with Jay and Tabia to ensure that the interview questions were correct and that the camera and audio were live and ready to go. Then, before we could start recording, we had to check in with Old Navy's branding director to ensure that everything looked up to par before we actually captured any footage of the store. Then, the whole team checked in with the talent to ensure that they were comfortable and ready for the camera. Then, Tabia began to administer the questions while we began to record.
It's going great. My first one, too. I like it. I ain't gonna lie. It's crazy. It's a different experience. I'm glad to be working.
What's been your favorite part so far?
Really just taking in everything for real, like just watching how everybody operate, the crew operate. Like this is my first time, like I said before, but it's dope, I ain't gonna lie. And I really just like shooting, learning different things. It's trial and error, of course, but we can get through it.
Once we finished with the interview process, we transitioned into project 2 of the day, which was a social media ad that was centered around proper interview attire and the types of questions you should ask when you're getting interviewed. The setting for project 2 took place in the front of the store, so we had to have another walkthrough with the branding director about what parts of the store we could and couldn't record. Here's a small clip of how that conversation went.
The front of the table, just this middle section right here. We're not getting nothing that way, just this way. From here down.
Nothing that way.
But this way is okay.
No. This way they shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't get the wall.
Okay.
Okay, so
This
this
right
is
here.
cool, not the wall, not the belt.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to find a destination point so where they can have this conversation. So
Here?
is it okay here?
Here with the good jeans sign behind, I think is a really powerful shot.
That's fine.
But
Yeah.
are you
Hey,
see the
Shamika.
clearance
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shamika, can we push those clearance rounders down?
We should be there fitting anyway.
So then we'll transition to they'll meet up here. They possibly grab.
Yeah, we can't get that wall, but like I'll still capture. Can I capture anything that way? Like, can I film this way?
I would rather you film here. This wall's ready.
Here. Okay. Ready. Cool. Also, what about any area near the fitting room?
Yeah, because the way that it's narrated,
The last.
Yeah.
they're trying on clothes.
Oh, got it.
So it has to.
I
be
think
on
we can.
clothes.
I think we can. So by the fitting room, is there an area that they can film?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the second piece, they're
picking out
trying on
outfits.
clothes.
Okay.
We'll get a minor.
Okay. Yeah, a tight shot is fine.
Yeah, because the only thing that what they'll be doing is they'll introduce. Yes.
Trying, like pretend like she's trying on, or
It could be in front of a fitting room. They don't necessarily have to have the whole section.
Okay.
But it's just that's where they're gonna be talking back and forth and trying on the clothes in regards to what questions to ask you in the interview.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be extremely long because it's just a 30-second piece. But we just trying to we just trying to get everything together. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to get this out of the way so customers we want to be
First, I'm gonna get them
We can
actually
turn, we can
walking
turn the
into
music
the
on after that, or we need to keep the music off until you guys
Just
are done.
giving y'all the time check is 9:47.
Okay, yeah. So
Let's get the dialogue
we
out
just
the
want to
way.
get the dialogue out of the way and then the music can come on.
How do they get that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me grab.
Yeah, so let's get that out of the way,
Okay.
so that we won't interfere with the customers.
Okay. And you're good with what we
Yeah,
said
yeah.
there? Nothing. No the
Yeah,
dresses.
yeah.
No
We-
wall. No belts. This middle section.
You won't see any of that. So what it'll be is they'll come in, the camera will follow them here, and all of this will be tight. They will turn this way. You won't see any of that. The camera will still be focusing this way.
And then they'll stop here.
And they'll stop here.
Okay.
And then that'll be the first section of dialogue.
Okay.
And then they maybe
Yeah, just as
grab
long
a
as
shirt or
that
something.
you can't see in the background right now.
Yeah.
See those clearance signs?
Yeah, we'll make sure not to get the clearance sign. Once we established all of the branding procedures and filming zones, we started shooting the final part of the campaign. The two young ladies who are actresses started the campaign walking into the store in search of something proper to wear to an interview. As you can see, I have the C-stand and the light helping out my cinematographer Jay, because sometimes on set it's just all hands on deck. After we filmed the intro, we transitioned back to the main location of the shoot, where the ladies grabbed different types of clothing to take into the fitting room to try on for their interview prep. You can see me and the crew working to direct the talent, as Tabia was ensuring that they remembered their lines, and me and Jay worked to help them with their placement as they went through their scenes. The second campaign took a little bit more effort from me and the crew, because the second campaign required more acting and remembering of lines. Unlike the first campaign, which was more interview based and highlighted their real world experiences, I had to, as a director, ensure the comfortability of the actresses, because this was their first time being on camera with this scale of a production. One of the main things you never want on set as a director is a discouragement of your talent, especially if they're not usually used to being in front of the camera. Once we finished this scene with them picking out the clothes, we transitioned to the final location inside the store, which was the fitting room. Here you can see us filming the end of the second campaign. By this time, the store was open and we were shooting as customers was walking by and going into the fitting room. We had to get multiple takes to ensure that we were evoking the right emotions, and you can even see Stephanie, my PA, doing a little directing herself, helping the young ladies as they prepare for the final scene. After that, we did another take and wrapped up, as we had one more final location to shoot before the production wrapped up. This is the Boys and Girls Club of Augusta, Georgia. We're gonna be shooting some content here for the second part of the project. So y'all come on, follow us in. It's a little hot out here, so we gotta get inside. Welcome over here. What's going on, bro? What's going on? How you doing? I met you again. Hello.
Hey.
You're so familiar.
Oh, hi. I'm Misha. How are you? I was going to say, so, yeah.
What's the do's and don'ts? What we can't record?
Let's get to it. Yeah. I want you to walk around and, like, see what you want to do. Seriously. Like, I mean, we love our space. Everything about our space. I got some teens coming to crash the party. Okay. Two of my good ones.
So, once we arrived to the Boys and Girls Club of Augusta, which happened to also be the last shooting location of the campaign, they showed me and the crew around and introduced us to everyone that was there. As we took a tour to decide which part of the club was best to shoot the final interviews, we decided to use the room with the Boys and Girls Club logo on the wall. But we had to do a little set designing ourselves. You can see me and the crew as we move things around to knock out the final interviews of the day.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
That is
This was great. No, I'm glad we did this.
Oh, Lord.
my foot got caught up in the bottom. I ain't that old yet. That is a wrap. We are done with the Old Navy Boys and Girls Club campaign. It was amazing. I had a lot of fun with everybody on set. We came to a dope location. We're gonna go outside and grab a little drone footage. But outside of that, man, Augusta, Georgia showed us love. So, yeah, come on. Augusta, Georgia showed us love.
Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate your patience.
Come on. She was amazing.
We love Brandon.
Thank you so much. So, shout out to the team. Shout out Josh. Shout out Jay. Shout out Steph. Shout out everybody who helped me put this vision together. I could not do it by myself. I could not do it alone. So, stay tuned for the YouTube video. Recap coming soon. But we out. Wow.